Black American men. And the next thing I noticed was that I believe the West Indian man thrown the skinny guy into the train tracks. And somehow I found myself standing on the edge of the train tracks where I was able to see the skinny man lying on the train tracks, not on the third rail, but his more or less his head, this top part of his head was lying on the train rail, and the West Indian man had one of his foot on the man's neck. The skinny guy was knocked out, and then I heard a train coming into the subway that we were all in, and then the train sped into the subway station, and it sped out without even stopping at the Nelson Avenue train station. But when the train left, I noticed that the skinny man's cap part of his head was sheared off. And then all of a sudden I heard the people that I was with, that stood with me by the token booth, they all screamed and they ran up the Nelson Avenue subway stairs that would lead them outside. Then the next thing I noticed that the West Indian man jumped out the train tracks, and then he too attempted to run out the Nelson Avenue train station. So as he was running up the steps, I noticed another black man standing on midway of the steps, and this black man grabbed the West Indian man and bit his forearm and took out several chunks out of the West Indian man's forearm. After I seen that, I more or less went back to the token booth, and I was terrified, and so I stayed there like maybe a couple minutes inside the stream until I felt safe to leave, and which I did feel safe to leave. Then I proceeded to walk up the staircases. Then I seen people running down the streets. I couldn't see, all of their, body parts. I seen their shoulder because I was like more or less at the bottom of the staircase in the Nelson Avenue train station, and people was just running. And I noticed on the top step of this train station, I seen a black girl. She too appeared to me to be West Indian, and she was trembling. And I picked up that she didn't know where to turn. She kind of gave off that she wanted to go into the subway, but was afraid to go in the subway. She was afraid to stand where she was at because of what she was seeing. So more or less she was trying to decide, should she go in the subway or she should stand where she at. Maybe somebody will come to help her. Maybe that's what she was thinking. But nevertheless, I sense chaos in the street. I sense bone-chilling fear. People just froze and went to a very primitive animal level. It's crazy. Anyhow, the next number in this segment is the number 16. The segment is called Section 10, 1 Camp Dream, or S10 1CMPD. In the month of March 16, 2011, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today I dreamt I was stationed somewhere at a camp. It was gray out. I was observing white men standing in a kind of military line, but these men also looked to be civilians. These individuals were standing on a lawn of green grass, and these men all held their faces forward. I was watching them from a window inside a small black room. Then suddenly one of the men within this civilian group was blown up, and his shoulder and head was projected up into the air, and then his upper body parts eventually landed on the top roof of this small black building I was in. Before I left this dream, I heard myself say out loud, "Oh my God." Then I became speechless and afraid, and I woke up from this dream. The next number in this segment is the number 17. This segment is called Section 10, 2 Camp Dream, or S102CMPD. In the month of March 20th, 2011, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today I had a light and disturbing dream. I dreamt I was on I was in some type of small camp or on a small island. It was nighttime, and it was semi-crowded with other people. I noticed I was sitting in a bench chair or some type of beach chair, and to my left sat an older looking white woman. This woman tilted her chair in my chair, or towards my chair, so she can't see what was in my lap. I was just holding my hands close in my lap. Next, I noticed the woman and I were seated at the edge of a small lake. It was still night out. The lake looked black and shallow. Then, just as I was fading out of this dream, a middle-aged white man was stumbling towards me with the cap part of his head sheared off, and it was in his head. The sheared off cap, the head cap of the man, like I said, was in his hand, and he was approaching me and asking me, can I help put the cap of his head back on? Before I left this dream, I said to myself, feeling very sad and sorry for the guy, that I was saying to myself, this man actually believed that if he put the top cap of his head back on, he will not die from shock. And I left this dream feeling sorry for the individual. The next and last number in this segment is the number 18. This segment is called Section 10-1 Cannibalism Dream, or S10-1 CANLSMD. In the month of April 25th, 2011, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today I had an upsetting dream. I dreamt that I sat inside in some unknown restaurant with other people I did not know. There were blacks, and there were black people and white people inside this place. I believe this place might have been a diner. I sat at a table and I was drinking something out of a cup. I sat with black strangers. Everyone inside this place was wearing spring or summer wear. The atmosphere inside this place was taken over by a feeling of unsureness. The white people sat across from me. They stared at me. I think they were nervous. Then I found myself observing a small group of white people inside a room. The walls of this room was dark, and these people quietly sat on both sides of an elongated table, and at the edge, at the front part of the table, stood a tall, thin white man, and this white man was saying something to people at the table, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. And on the right side of the table, I noticed, after I took my eyes off the tall, thin white man saying something to the people at the table, I took my eyes off the guy and I focused my eye on a man sitting at the table. Bizarrely, I noticed that the man's head was split towards his nose, and this individual literally had a long plastic fish between his split head. His left eye was looking at the people on the other side of the table, and his right eye was just looking around. Then I found myself out of this room, and I was inside the kitchen area. And I noticed another white man. This white man was short.